What is up, everybody? Welcome back to number 3 of the car testing series. Today, we will be trying the ETK 1300 series. If you do like these videos, please do leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below what cars you would like to see, maybe in a future testing video, or maybe it's not a car I have yet, because I have a lot of cars. Maybe it's a car I don't have yet, and I can find a mod for it. Just let me know. Something I will say about this mod is when you do spawn it in, some of them, like all the glass in it is like blacked out, like there's no texture for it. So you do have to remove the glass, but all around, it's not very bad. It's a very nice car. It's meant to resemble a more of a BMW SUV or a German type of SUV in my opinion. It is, I think this one is all-wheel drive. I think it can do, I think it can do like 180. It is a very nice car. It sounds pretty good too. Pretty nice. But I wanted to get on here and test it onto our off-road course here. I don't think it'll do the best with these normal base tires. I really don't. I wish it would probably do better, but it probably won't do the best. Now that everything is ready, we are ready to go ahead and give her a test here. Don't want to roll her back into. So it does have it has drive, and it is sequential, so you can shift or it'll shift, and then you have manual. But we're gonna leave it in manual for this. We're just gonna send it. We are gonna turn. Alright, pretty good. Pretty good so far. It honestly, it's not too bad. You know, and it didn't roll there, which is kind of shocking. Okay. So on Okay, wanted to see if I'd roll there before I give it the little final test on the hard course. So on the hard course, it really does not seem like you're going to make it up very far. It doesn't have off-road tires. I'm sure you can maybe make it a little further. But all around, this thing on a big old hill climb like this, it's not going to do the best. But that's not to say that it can't do the little hill climb over here. It does grip, kind of nice on the sand. Alright, we're gonna give it one more shot. A bit more speed. Alright. All around, a really nice handling right there. I just want to hold onto the brake here. Oh, the brakes aren't stopping us. The brakes aren't stopping us. All around, this thing is pretty nice. I feel like... Okay. Finally came to a stop there. Didn't think we were. All around, this thing was pretty nice here on the hill climb sections. It didn't do too bad. So, for hill climbing, but it also didn't do too great. So, for hill climbing, this is definitely not your option for what we've tested so far out of the TRX and the Sunburst. Definitely not the option that you would want to go with. But all around, if you have a smaller hill, you can get up it. Just might need a little bit of speed, might cause a little bit of damage, but you can make it. Now, if you have a big rocky hill climb, I wouldn't. I want to try it in the good old ETK little 1300 series. Let's go ahead and send her down the mountain here. Give her a little. All right, here we go. Down the coast. Uh-oh. Let's just go ahead and try and roll her over. Alright, get her going the other way a little bit faster. So we're going to about get up to 100, 120. Wow, okay. So yeah, let's just assess this damage here for this one. Wowzers, okay. So the rear end is totaled. The car's totaled, that's for sure. I mean, the whole engine has been shifted. We'll give her a more justified try. I mean, it rolled, but it's still going. Shockingly, no, it hasn't. Alright, we'll give it this one. We'll get it up to some speed. No bumps, nothing. Just straight, just full turn. Alright, so that right there, I want to try and get it to roll over. This is insane. It's just so low, and I get the center of gravity is so good on this thing. Okay. The ETK 1300 series for off-road. We didn't even test it in the water because I feel like all the water testing has been basically done. If you're fast enough, you'll skid across the water in this car. Just go fucking fast enough. Go 100 towards the water. You'll float across it. How, I don't know, but you do. So, water. You know, for the fact that it can float and doesn't just like nosedive, we're given a water ability an 7.8. The fact that we can skid across the water and not just sink like a heavy ass car. We go across it like a bike. Don't know how. Not gonna question it. Give it an 8 in the water section. Climbing. This is where we do kind of lose some points in the off-road overall. Climbing, I will give it only a 6.2. If we didn't have the small hill there, it would have been like a 4.9, maybe a 5. It barely got like there. The TRX was like up in there. So yeah, climbing, definitely gonna lose some points on the overall. Only a 4.9 compared to the water, what's it, a 7.8. Rollover ability. Okay, 120, slamming from left to right real fast. No rollover. Even whenever you hit a bump, sometimes you won't roll over. That is an 8.2 right there. That is a solid 8.2 on the rollover, in my opinion. And when it did roll over, it wasn't horrible. I mean, if you were in the rear, you were dead, but that's not. I mean, just don't be sitting in the back. I mean, it's just that simple. Duh. So, and then, I mean, the handling, it did great on the sand. I really have no complaints. I think we hit like 120 on the sand in this thing. It is a submarine, as you can see. It'll start right up and I can pull out of here. Maybe not, but you know, that's the point. Right, we're now here at the drag strip. We're gonna have a 0 to 60 test here. So let me just pull up to the line here. Alright, 0 to 60 test. And we also have a little bit of engine information for y'all now, if you're a little bit curious on the engine information. So we'll be from the manual mode, and then we'll do it from the automatic mode. So, launch control here. Whoa! Holy shit! I did not think that thing was gonna stop. Wow! 1,100 feet to stop the car. That is 2.9 seconds to. If I was like a professional, you probably could get that to like 2.7, maybe even 2.5. That is insane. Braking though was yeah, braking's a little take two, but this time we're in automatic mode. So get that launch control. So around the same, about 2.9. And for the brake test, we are not going to hit the e-brake this time. I feel like that's what made it longer. So we'll see around the same exact spot. We'll be around the same exact speed, maybe a little bit faster. All right, 3, 2, 1, and full brake now. Steer a little bit. Okay, it's still around the same speed, a little bit shorter this time. It sped up a lot. Braking and top speed test. Well, not the top speed exactly, but you know, it got pretty far up there. Our speed and our braking test. I will go ahead and give it a rating. Braking isn't the best, isn't the worst. I feel like personally it is around a 7. I feel like a 7 is pretty good. Now, the 0 to 60, for something this big, I would definitely have to give it about an 8. An 8 feels good. in my personal opinion. Just from me personally, I feel like an 8 is pretty good for the 0 to 60. And then the braking, of course, could be better, but pretty good all around. So for all around for top speed and braking, I will go ahead and give this car about a 7.8. So keeping that in mind with the other ratings, we are getting a pretty high rating for this car. So the handling will definitely make it or break it for this car overall. Did want to add a little speedometer there so you can see how fast we're going. We're definitely moving full power. Wow, okay. So you're fucking dead. Wow. Okay. Okay. I mean, it wasn't a horrible, like it wasn't horrible or anything. I just every time this is okay. So anytime that I really notice a car really losing itself in the rear, it's typically because of the diffs. And I've realized the TT Sport diffs in this game are well, let me just tell you, they're something because they're never good. They're just never good. So now that we have those taken out, now we'll get a better test here. Might be a little bit more stable, honestly, now. It does. It feels a little bit more rocky, like rocking back and forth. But honestly, overall, it feels a little bit more stable. Not on the jumps there, though. Well, we just had this version out, so we'll go ahead and get one of these slower versions out. Probably not gonna go too good, but we'll see. All around, it's basically, so this is what I mean whenever it is just completely blackened out. I don't know what it is. This one, it seems nice. Okay, definitely a big difference, huh? A lot of boost. Okay. So this thing is very, very not slow, but like, it's like very, I don't know. For the rear wheel, it was planted. Saying, so the slower rear wheel, it's gonna help out the performance testing on these back roads. What is this little thing? What does this little thing do all this? I'm so confused. This little thing, how's it doing all this? It is a little crooked the drive. I do notice that. Alright, let's give it this test. Overall, the roof's not crushed. I think you could live that. Alright, so that was the ETK 1300 series. I personally feel like it had a pretty good test all around. I think it did pretty good. So for basically everything besides handling, it did struggle a little bit on the faster model. The rear wheel, slower model though, let me tell you, this thing can handle if you just don't get it over like 90, 100. But again, you can barely get over that. So you're good. So all around, I would give this thing, as an all around for everything that we've tested today, I would give it a solid 8. You know, we're going to leave this at the 8 marker. This will be the founding point of an 8, okay? Well, this will be the founding point of a 7.5, not an 8. I'm sorry. I just remembered the hill climbing. The hill climbing and how the handling performs. Those are two big things because the hill climbing is like the main essential part of our off-road besides like the rollovers and just the initial handling. So the big part for the on-road handling is how it does those left to right weight transfers and how the diffs handle and how it can really stably hold it onto the road. That's what I'm really looking for. And it just didn't really do that a lot, I noticed. Even with the hill climbing, it just kind of it didn't grip. We do have sport tires on it, so that probably didn't help any. If we had some off-road tires, it would have helped, but it wouldn't have made some like crazy like jet-like change compared to like a prop plane, you know. It's not going to make some big difference. So all around, I will give this point, the 1300 series, a 7.5. This can be, you know, if you want to look at what a 7.5 in Beamng would technically be, I feel like this is pretty accurate. Some people maybe will rate it an 8, and that's perfectly fine. I would be okay with a 7.5 to an 8 rating. The 8, I just feel is pushing it because of the handling, weight transfers, unless you mod it. Of course, if you mod any of these cars, you can make them a 10 out of 10, besides very few. Very few cars in this game cannot be a 10 out of 10. But like always, if you guys did like that one, please leave a like and comment down below what cars you would like to see like these. I have many other cars like this coming soon. My next video probably won't be on an e-take in e-take. Yeah, you know, you all understand what I'm saying. It probably won't be on one of these, but I do have more of these coming. I have a lot of these, you know. I have an S series, I have a K series. These are the one cars that I want to get to. I have a lot of these. I have an 800 series, I have an I series, I have an S series, a W. Uh, we don't count it, but it almost looks like one of these. Like it would be one. So, you know, we got a lot to test in the ETK, you know, the ETK series line. You know, any of these cars, I can test any of them, give them all their own test. Some have more mods than others, and that's just how the tests have to be. If I can find mods, I will eventually find mods to help us out. Like even a Lincoln Town car, bro. You want to see a Lincoln Town car do a hill climb or a crash test? Leave it in a comment, you know? Like I will. You want to see the summer resident be thrown off the mountain that we climb? Let me know. Okay, the Medea wagon. This thing is like the Medea mobile. If you want to see the Medea mobile get thrown off of a mountain and tested to its fullest, just let me know, you know? It may, you don't even, I'd prefer if you just, I prefer if you wouldn't subscribe, and I would prefer if you just left me a comment, because then I know what you want to see. And then if I give you content that you guys like, that entitles you to have a reason to subscribe to me. I don't want you to subscribe to me for no reason. I want you to like the content that I make. I want people to like it, you know? It's not just, oh yeah, I just make this for the making. No, these are fun videos. I enjoy making these. And I will catch you all in the next one. Peace out.